So for today's practice, we're just going to begin standing so that we can start to energize through the body. So go ahead and come to the top of the mat and spread the toes nice and wide on the earth. Really root down through the four corners of the feet. So both sides of the ball mound, both sides of the heel. Then allow your shoulders to draw up and down, maybe back a couple of times as you release any tension through the neck and the shoulders here. And then once you kind of get settled into this nice strong standing position, just close your eyes down and begin to breathe. Taking a few deep breaths just in and out of the nose. If you want to sigh your breaths out of your mouth as we land here, feel free to release. And then as you breathe here, just begin to connect with yourself, see how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. And instead of answering the how are you question as you're asking it to yourself in a really generic way, maybe you begin to sort of observe how you really are doing. Maybe it is really good. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you feel frustrated or bored or whatever it is. And without attachment to the answer, just begin to acknowledge it. So we start from a really honest place as we begin to move and breathe. Once we know how we're doing, we're able to focus our minds and our hearts on an intention that will support us, that will kind of set us in the right direction. So begin to do that, drawing the palms together in front of the heart, bowing the head slightly, and just begin to think about, speak, pray an intention, something that's personal to you, in any way that you want to cultivate that in the practice today. Maybe it's just repeating some words to yourself. And then on your next inhale, we'll begin to lift the arms up to the sky, breathing in. And as you breathe out, begin to come down into your first forward fold. As you come down, bend into the knees. Just let the belly kind of rest onto the thighs, so you don't have to be completely folded here. But do let the head and the neck totally relax. So just let them hang, maybe nod your head yes, and shake it no. And then on your next inhale, lift yourself halfway up, breathing in here. And as you breathe out, go ahead and plant the hands down and step back into your plank pose. So we'll build the foundations of our flow class here. Let's tap our knees down for this first one. Spread the fingers really wide so you feel a stretch between the skin of each set of fingers. Take an inhale as you shift your weight forward just slightly so your elbows or your shoulders go beyond the wrists. And then as you exhale, begin to bend into your elbows, coming about halfway down to the earth for your chaturanga. Inhale, lift yourself back up. And exhale into this modified chaturanga. One more time, inhale. Exhale into your chaturanga. Maybe this time curl the toes under, lift the knees, and then lower all the way down to the belly for this first round. Uncurl the toes behind you, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, peel your chest up, coming into a cobra. Maybe looking over the left and then the right shoulders. And then lower down. And we'll press our weight back, coming into child's pose for a few breaths. So hips drop back to the heels, belly rests over the thighs, forehead lands down. And just take a few breaths here, getting acquainted with this resting pose in the practice. So this is a place you can come to at any time you feel fatigued, or you just need a moment to reconnect with why you're really here. Ask yourself how you're doing. And then from here, let's go ahead and roll forward back into a tabletop position, and then tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, coming into your downward facing dog. As you land in your first down dog, just begin to wiggle through anything that feels good, maybe bending into one knee at a time, pedaling out the feet. Maybe you work on rotating the shoulders so the creases of the elbows are slightly pointed forward. You feel lots of energy and support through the heads of the shoulders. Head and neck hang heavy here. Let's take one more breath. And from here, we'll bend the knees, look forward. And then as you exhale, step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lift yourself halfway up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Arms will lift up. And as you exhale, come right back down to your fold. Inhale to lift halfway. And as you exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank. You can modify again, tapping the knees down to the earth. Otherwise, stay lifted. We'll take an inhale, shift the weight forward so your shoulders go beyond the wrists. Exhale into your chaturanga. This time you can come to the belly again, or uncurl the toes behind you as you peel your chest forward. Keep your thighs lifted for upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, use the strength of your core, heading back into your down dog. If you want to pass through your child's pose, you're welcome to go there first. Let's take 3 breaths here in down dog. And these shapes are really nourished and supported by those deep breaths, so keep it flowing. We'll take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lift to lengthen halfway up, and exhale as you fold. On your inhale, rise all the way to stand, arms lift. And as you exhale, right back down to your fold. Inhale lifts you half. As you exhale, hands plant down, step back into your plank. Same exhale, lower down through your push-up, all the way to the floor or halfway down. Inhale into your back bend of choice, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale to your downward facing dog. So that basic movement from plank to your downward facing dog is called your vinyasa. You're welcome to skip that at any point that you might need to. Let's just take another breath here. And then we'll bend the knees, look forward, step or hop once again to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lift halfway. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arms will lift. And exhale, pass it right back into your fold. So we'll keep going with these same movements, 2 more rounds. Inhale, lifts you half. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank to move through your flow, or you can practice hopping right back into that push-up. One swift exhale draws you into your chaturanga. Inhale into your upward facing dog or your cobra. And then exhale into your downward facing dog. So there's a lot of different ways you can move through these vinyasas. None of them are required, so feel free to keep it as simple as you'd like or fancy it up. From here, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lift yourself halfway. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. We'll move through our final round of sun salutation A. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, lifts you halfway. Exhale, step back to your plank to move through or hop right back to chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend of choice. And exhale into your downward facing. This time in your downward facing, let's take that left leg to the sky. Breathing in, maybe you bend into the knee, open out the hip, swirl it around, whatever feels good. Coming back to a squared hip position, we'll begin to cross the left leg over the right. Bend into your right knee. So it's like you're sitting at a dinner table here. And then we'll begin to root down through the 5 fingers of the right hand, begin to roll to the pinky edge of the right foot as you lift the left arm up and open. So it's sort of like a crossed leg side plank, but the right knee is bent here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, come back around, step that left foot next to the right as you go to your downward facing. Inhale, right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe swirl it around a couple of times. Straighten the legs, square the hip, take a big sip of air in, and as you exhale, cross that right leg over the left. Bend into your left knee this time. We'll begin to ground down through the left hand as you spin to the pinky edge of the left foot, lift your right arm up and open. So there's a level of discomfort here in this shape. This is a new shape, give yourself time to learn it, to feel it out. One more breath in. And as you exhale, come back around, downward facing dog. Your next inhale, begin to bend your knees, look forward, and then exhale, step your way to the top of the mat or hop. Inhale as you lift halfway up. Exhale to fold. Inhale into your chair pose, bend the knees, drop the hips back a little bit as your arms lift. Take a big breath in here. As you exhale, use the full exhale to come down to a seat. Kick your heels forward and come into your boat pose. So you can keep the knees bent here for our purposes today. You can even hold on to the hamstrings if that helps you feel supported. Lots of energy through the inner thighs, squeezing the legs together perhaps, and then spread the toes wide. Try to keep your chest lifted as you lean your spine back. And just take a couple more breaths holding on to this shape. Good, your next breath in, we're gonna begin to extend the left heel forward, lean your spine back. And then as you exhale, come back up into your boat. We'll go to the other side, right leg forward, inhale, lean back. Exhale, lift it back up. And just keep switching between sides, using your breath. You don't have to go back very far, forward very far. This can be fine-tuned for your needs, your boundaries in your body. Let's just do 2 more on either side. Last 2. And then let the feet land, open the knees wide, grabbing onto the shins here. Take an inhale, heart reaches forward. And exhale, begin to bow forward into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. On your next breath in, slowly begin to rise up. And we'll begin to bring the legs back into our boat pose. This time we're gonna take the left ankle and cross it over the right ankle. We're gonna take the arms forward, take an inhale as you begin to lean your spine back, kick your feet forward, both feet this time. Exhale, draw it in. And then lean back, inhale. Exhale, sit up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come back up. We're gonna go right to the other side. Try not to think about it too much. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, sit up. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come back up and go ahead and lower onto your back actually. Give yourself a big hug here if you want to rock a little side to side, massaging across the spine. That might feel nice. And then from here, take a big inhale in through your nose and then stick your tongue out, let it go. From here, holding onto the hamstrings, we'll begin to rock and roll. Maybe 1, maybe 5 rocks, whatever you want to do. Eventually landing in your forward fold. Standing up at the top of the mat. Standing forward bend, letting the torso hang heavy, feeling the warmth in the belly as the belly makes contact with the thighs. And then on your next inhale, we'll rise all the way to standing, arms lift up. And as you exhale, come right back down to your fold. We'll lift halfway up as you inhale. As you exhale, plant the hands. You can step or hop back for your flow or skip it and go right to your downward facing dog. If you go to down dog early, you've just got some bonus time to settle in, catch your breath, and relocate that intention. And from here, when you land in down dog, we're going to lift the left leg up to the sky, breathing in. As you breathe out, cross that left leg over the right like you're sitting at a dinner table. Right knee bends. Begin to roll to the pinky edge of the right foot. Lift your left arm up as you breathe in. So we're already familiar with this. We're going to add on. Tap your left foot in front of you so that you're in kind of a tripod side plank here. So the toes point in the same direction as those back toes. Inhale, lift your left arm up and overhead as you breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to gently tap the hips down to the floor. Reach that left arm back. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, lower back down. So you're keeping strong connection through the pinky edge of the back foot and the fingertips of that grounded hand. Let's just do one more. Good. The next time you come down, just hold on to this, letting that left hand land to the inner right leg, maybe dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. And then from here, lifting the head back up, we'll take the hands around to the top of the mat, gently step back, move through your flow or skip it. So again, lots of opportunities to flow. You're welcome to skip them at any point. Inhale, right leg lifts up. And exhale, cross the leg over. Bending into the left knee, left hand is grounded. Spin open to the right side of the room. Right arm lifts up. And we'll add on here, stamping that right foot in front of you. Maybe scoot that left leg back a little bit. Take an inhale, arm reaches overhead, hips lift another inch. As you exhale, tap that left hip to the ground, reach the right arm back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, tap it down. A couple more here. The next time you come down, just land there. Right hand to the inner left leg. Right ear might drop to the right shoulder. And then from here, go ahead and lift the head back up, cartwheel the right hand around, and step back, gently moving through your flow, or go right to your down dog. In your down dog, we're just going to keep building onto the sequence. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, cross the left leg in front of the right. Bend to the right knee, roll open to the left side of the room. Left arm lifts, breathe in. As you breathe out, stamp that left foot out in front of you. Inhale, reach the left arm up and overhead. And as you exhale, tap the hips down. This time, just stay down. Slide that right knee to the outer left ankle. Left hand behind you like a little kickstand. Right arm sweeps up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, begin to rotate around, wrapping the right arm around the left knee for a twist. Taking a few breaths here. Focus on your core, doing most of the work in the twist. You don't really have to force anything to happen. It just happens naturally. And on your next breath in, we'll slowly begin to transition over to the right side for a counter twist for a moment. And then from here, on your next exhale, go ahead and press into the feet, pivot on the feet, coming into a wide leg fold over to the right side of the room. As you land into this position, take an inhale to lift you halfway and an exhale to fold you down. We'll just be in this fold for a couple of breaths. Focusing on breathing into it. Your next inhale, lift yourself halfway up. As you exhale, walk around to the top of the mat. Hands planted down firmly. Step your left foot back. Maybe keep it lifted this time as you pass through your chaturanga. Inhale, both feet land as you come to upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Same thing other side, right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, cross the right leg over. Begin to spin open to the right side of the room. Right arm lifts up, breathing in. As you breathe out, stamp the foot in front of you. Inhale, reach the right arm overhead. Exhale, dip the hips down. Good. This time, stay low. Draw that left knee into the outer right ankle. Left hand behind you, right hand behind you. Left arm wraps around the knee. So coming into your twist, take your time. Inhales help you lengthen the spine, creating space between the vertebrae. And the exhales help you to settle into that space, rotating gently. One more breath here. And then from here, we'll counter twist over to the left, letting the hands land, the head drop. And we'll add more weight and pressure into the hands. And as you exhale, pivot around to the long edge of the mat, now facing the left side of the room. Hanging out here for a couple of breaths. Anything you want to do, if you want to move side to side, take a twist, whatever sounds nice. Inhale, go ahead and lift yourself halfway up. As you exhale, walk around to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge. We'll exhale to step back to plank pose or three-legged plank and chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing or cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale here. And sigh it out. From here, we'll keep adding on. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale, roll open toward the left side of the room. Left arm lifts, breathing in. As you exhale, left foot stamps in front of you. Inhale, reach that left arm overhead. This time, as you exhale, we're going to just begin to hop that left foot behind the right leg. Bump your hips upward toward the ceiling as you open out to your wild thing. Adding a couple of deep breaths here. If this is too much, side plank is a great place to land. And this time we'll kind of skip that twist. We're just going to step that left foot to the top of the mat. Come out to that wide-legged fold facing the right. Inhale, lifts you half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting half once more. And as you exhale, walk around to the top of the mat. Setting up in your runner's lunge, really energize through the inner thighs and then rise up into your crescent lunge. So lifting the chest. Maybe lifting the arms up if you feel ready. Otherwise, you can keep the hands at the hips or add an arm variation, anything you need here. I'm gonna roll out the wrists if they're getting a little cranky. Follow the push-ups. Make sure you take care of even those little areas. Take one more big inhale here. And then as you exhale, we're gonna take that left arm on top of the right arm, creating an X. You can hold to your shoulders, or you can wrap that X up into your full eagle arms. Take an inhale here as you lift your elbows up, reach your fingers back. As you exhale, lean forward, elbows to the inner knee. Inhale, lift it up, leaning back. Exhale, lean forward. One more time, inhale. And exhale, we'll hold on to this, just 3 breaths. Last one in. As you exhale, release the hands down, step back to move through your flow, or just go right back to down dog. Always your option. You can keep that leg lift if you'd like. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, cross the right leg over, open out to the right side. Right arm lifts up on your inhale. Exhale, step the right foot in front of you. Inhale, reach overhead. And this time as you exhale, we'll tap that the right toes behind your left leg. Bump your hips up and open, coming into your wild thing. One more breath here. From here, we'll just gently step that right foot to the top of the mat and come open to the long edge of the mat. Inhale, lifts you half. Exhale, fold you down. Inhale, we'll lift halfway up once more. And as you exhale, walk around to the top of the mat, setting up for your crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up when you feel ready. So you have some quality time here in this shape. If you want to add in any kind of stretch or pulsation, anything you did on the other side, or maybe something slightly different. One more breath, just as you are. We'll go ahead and wrap that right arm on top of the left, moving into your version of eagle arms. Once you get that wrap, inhale, lift the chest, lift the elbows up, and then as you exhale, lean forward. Inhale, lift up, lean back. Exhale, lean forward. One more inhale. And exhale, we'll hold onto this one. Try to soften through the muscles of your face. If you're going to engage those muscles, at least smile. It does help. And then gently release the hands down to the floor. You can step back for your flow or skip it. Totally up to you. We'll go into our downward facing dog, and this time we'll take an intermission, tapping your knees down, hips to heels, child's pose. If you want to keep the head above the heart for a moment, maybe rise up to seated. Take your hands onto your chest, feel the heartbeat. Use this moment to remind yourself of that intention. Check in, ask yourself how you're doing, and then take a moment to really be honest in how you answer. A lot of times if we are hard on ourselves in real life, we tend to be hard on ourselves on the mat as well. See where you can let go of some of those habits, or at least practice on your mat, changing some of that. And then whenever you feel a little restored, we're gonna just head right back to our downward facing. So you guys see that these Vinyasa classes are a little bit more than our typical slow flow, but they're always moving at the pace of your breath. So give yourself these full inhales and full exhales in the postures. That'll really support a nice, good movement through the body. And we'll just go from here, taking that left leg up, breathing in. As you breathe out, cross that leg over. Open out toward the left side of the room. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, step the foot in front. Inhale, lifting up here. As you exhale, move into your wild thing. Left toes behind the right leg. And open out your chest. Inhale here. And exhale, step that left foot around to the top of the mat. This time, just stay here squared off. Inhale, rise up into crescent. Arms lift. As you exhale, left arm on top of the right arm, eagle arms. Inhale, lifting up. As you exhale, lean forward. This time you can stay here in your arrow lunge, or you can launch forward onto that left leg, coming into your warrior three. Right leg is really strong, really energized here. Heart is open, face is as soft as you can get it. Let the tongue relax from the roof of the mouth. Finding something steady that you can focus on here. Let's just take one more breath. Your next inhale, go ahead and come up to standing. Unleash the arms. Lift that right knee up toward the chest as your arms lift. And then as you exhale, take your left hand to your right shin, reach your right arm back behind you. Coming into your standing one-legged mountain with a twist. Kind of sounds like a cocktail. Wonder what it would taste like. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then from here, step the right foot back. We'll just sweep both arms up. Maybe find a little baby back bend. And as you exhale, go ahead and place those hands down. Move through your flow or skip it. Totally up to you. Right leg lifts on your inhale. Exhale, cross the right leg over. Inhale, open out, lifting the right arm. And then exhale, tap the right toes in front of you. Arm reaches overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, tap the right toes behind you. Inhale, bump the hips to the sky, wild thing. And then as you exhale, step that right foot now to the top of the mat. We'll stay here. Inhale, rise to crescent. Exhale, right arm over the left. Find your eagle arms. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, lean forward. Stay here this time, or you can begin to lunge forward into your warrior 3. Breathing here, find that steady point you can focus on. One more breath. Inhale, go ahead and come up to standing. Unleash the arms, lifting that knee to the chest, arms to the sky. And as you exhale, add your twist. Right hand to the shin, left arm back. Soften through your shoulders here. Keep the breath flowing. And then from here, begin to step that left foot back, sweep both arms up. Inhale. And exhale, land the hands down, step it back, move through a flow or skip it. Downward facing dog is where we'll all meet. Take a big inhale through your nose and then sigh it out. We'll keep adding on, building from here. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, cross the left leg over the right, open out to the left. Coming into your crisscross side plank. Exhale, step the foot in front of you. Inhale, bump the hips high. And then exhale into your wild thing. Left toes behind you, hips lift, breathe in. Exhale, step that left foot forward. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, left arm on top, eagle arms. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lean forward and go ahead and launch right into your warrior 3. This time, keep your eagle arms. Inhale, one-legged mountain. And as you exhale, cross the right leg over the left, coming into your full eagle pose. Left knee bends here. Let's take 2 more breaths. Your next inhale, unleash the arms, lift the knee back to the chest. As you exhale, left hand to the right shin, right arm back. You can always grab for the pinky edge of that right foot if you feel ready for it. Let's take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, gently step the right foot to the back, open out right into your warrior 2. Settling in here, you have 5 breaths. Maybe close your eyes, enjoying the simplicity of this strong standing pose. Nothing more to do here. And we'll flip that left palm when you're ready. Inhale, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, go ahead and begin to place that left elbow to the left thigh as the right arm reaches overhead. Inhale, we'll reverse our warrior once more. This time, straighten the left leg. And as you exhale, tee the arms, bump the hips back as you land into Konasana, triangle pose. Right arm lifts up. You can take anything you'd like with this right arm, maybe wrap it behind the back, maybe drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And we'll take one more breath here. From here, go ahead and just cartwheel those hands down to the earth, and we'll begin to step it back, move through a flow, or land to your down dog. Check in with yourself whenever you need to. If you need to take a break, take it. Right leg lifts when you're ready, and then cross it over as you exhale. Open out to the right. Inhale, arm lifts. Exhale, stamp the foot. Inhale, hips bump up, arm overhead. Exhale, wild thing. Right toes behind the left leg. Inhale, hips lift, heart opens. And as you exhale, step that right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up into your crescent. Exhale, right arm over the left, eagle arms. Inhale, elbows lift, fingers back. And exhale, lean forward, launch right into your warrior three. Inhale, we'll come into our one-legged mountain. Left knee into the chest, keep the arms. Exhale, cross the left leg over. Settling into garudasana here. Soften the muscles you can soften here. Let go of the thoughts you're able to release that you don't need. Your next inhale will draw that left knee to the chest, unleash the arms, inhale. As you exhale, move into your standing twist. Left arm back, maybe grab a hold of the pinky edge of the left foot this time. One more breath here. With control, we'll step that left foot back, open out, warrior two. Feel the heartbeat here. If you want to place the hands gently to the chest, remind your heart that you know. You feel that vibrancy, that really deep pulsation. Use your breath as a calming mechanism. And we'll flip that right palm when you're ready. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, move into your side angle. Left arm reaches up, maybe overhead. And on an inhale, reverse your warrior once more. Straighten the leg this time. As you exhale, tee the arms, bump the hips as you come to your Konasana. Left arm lifts. Maybe you find some movement for the left arm or a little bind. Two more breaths here, just focusing on the quality of those inhales, the depth of the exhales. Your next exhale, we'll go ahead and cartwheel those hands down to the earth and step it back, flow or skip it. Downward facing is where we'll meet. So we have one more sequence and we'll end in a nice stretchy pose. So take this moment if you need a little pep talk, give it to yourself. Remind yourself that you are breathing, your heart is beating, you are capable. And that means you're capable of whatever you need from your practice. So you don't have to do everything I tell you. You can fine tune, add in, subtract as needed. When you're ready, let's go ahead and lift that left leg to the sky. Exhale, cross it over, open out. Inhale, arm lifts. Exhale, tap the left toes behind you, wild thing. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll step that left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. As you exhale, left arm on top of the right. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, launch into your warrior three. Maybe you begin to tilt the torso down, coming into your standing splits. You can even unleash the arms here if you'd like. And we'll rise up to that one-legged mountain, skipping our eagle pose. Arms lift. As you exhale, find your twist. Right arm back. Take a bonus inhale here, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the right foot back, warrior two. Inhale, flip your left palm, reverse. Exhale into side angle. Inhale into reverse triangle pose. Exhale into triangle pose. You can stay here or launch forward into your balancing half moon this time. Keeping everything the same, you're just lifting that right leg up. Outer leg and hip are really strong. You can add in your Shavasana, little quad stretch here, grabbing for the foot or ankle, or you can kick the foot into the hand for a back bend. One more breath. Slowly releasing the right foot back. We'll go ahead and reverse our warrior once more. Inhale. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down, tap that right knee down, and shift your hips back into a half split. As you come into this pose, take a couple of breaths, inhaling to lift halfway, exhaling to fold. Inhale, we'll lift halfway once more. Right hand stays grounded as the left arm sweeps up and open, finding your twist. And then continue to root down through the back toes and the front heel as you rise up, reaching the left arm back and the right arm forward. Inner thighs are strong, just like in our boat pose. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, cartwheel those hands down to the earth, bend back into that left knee, and then we'll heel toe the foot over to the right. Coming into your pigeon pose here. Right leg is back behind you, or you can slide it up the side of a mat if that's a little better for your hips. From here, stay lifted, a few breaths if you'd like to, otherwise we'll all eventually begin to fold forward. Let's take one more breath here. And then slowly begin to rise up. Taking the hands down, curl the back toes under and make your way back into downward facing dog. We just have one more side of the standing sequence and we land back into that nice stretch there at the end. Take an inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, cross the right leg over the left, spin open to the right. And then bump that right foot in front of you. Inhale, reach the right arm overhead. Exhale, move to your wild thing, tapping the right toes behind you. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, go ahead and step that right foot around to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Exhale, right arm on top of the left, eagle arms. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, lean forward, launch to your warrior three, or this time begin to lower your chest down, finding your way toward your standing splits. If you fall, you just get back up. We're mostly made of water, so it makes sense that you'll need to splash a couple of times. Give yourself some grace. When you're ready, we'll rise up into that one-legged mountain. You can release the arms, lift the leg, then we'll go right into that twist. Right hand to the left shin, left arm behind you. From here, we'll step it back into our warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Straighten the front leg, lift the right arm. Exhale, move into triangle. This time you can stay here once more, or come forward and move into your balancing half moon. And of course, any variations that you added in before, feel free to incorporate those here. One more breath. Continue to move that breath. We'll step that left foot back. We'll reverse our warrior once more, inhaling. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Tap your back knee down as you move into your half split. Right leg comes to your version of straight. You can pulse in and out of this stretch a couple times. And we'll rise up about halfway, left hand grounds down as you lift the right arm up. Continue to really press through the back toes, and that front heel will rise up into a little twist here. Right arm back, left arm forward. Go ahead and cartwheel those hands down, bend into the front knee, and move towards your pigeon pose. Shin comes down. You can remain upright for a few breaths. And of course, when you're ready to fold and surrender down, go there. Allowing the breath to slow down to support this movement into our cool down session of the class. Your breath has a really powerful effect on the nervous system, allowing you to access those spots that help you to sleep well at night, help you to be content and peaceful, all just by breathing. Let's take one more breath here. And when you're ready, press into the hands, lifting the chest and stepping back to your final downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and sigh it out. Bending into your knees, begin to make your way to the top of the mat. And this time we'll go ahead and come down to a seat. We'll begin to move toward our backs. If you have a block and you'd like to use that for a supported back bend, make sure you've got it nearby. Once you come down to your back, give yourself a nice big hug here, curling the forehead up into the knees. And then releasing the feet in front of the hips, arms come alongside the body, shoulders nestle underneath you. Inhale, lift your hips up, coming into your bridge pose. You can stay lifted here, or if you'd like to interlace the hands beneath you as you stay lifted, add that in. You can also use your block under the sacrum. Make sure it feels really stable so that you can just rest the weight of your hips into the block. Arms can stay at the sides, legs can stay bent, or you can stretch out a bit more if you like. Let's take a couple more breaths. If you're active, you can always release and come back into it. You don't have to hold it up the whole time. And then from here, go ahead and remove your prop if you've got it. Lower your hips down to the floor. You can just drop the knees in to rest into one another, or windshield wiper your feet side to side. And then from here, we'll move into a twist. So drawing the knees to the chest, we'll begin to drop the knees over to the right side of the mat. And you can take your arms into a T position or into a cactus shape, maybe dropping your gaze over toward that left side. A couple more breaths here. And then from here, draw the knees to center and switch it over to the opposite side. Gaze might fall over to the right arm, if that feels okay in your neck. One more breath here. We'll slowly draw the knees back to center. Give yourself a really big hug here, a nice little reward for a hard practice, but this full circle moment where you've come back to a place of stillness, to a place of connection. So you can incorporate any final postures that you might like to take, maybe a happy baby pose, maybe a little shoulder stand or a fish pose, maybe an inversion if you'd like to take legs up the wall, or a headstand, anything you need. We'll just take about another minute here before we land into our final resting pose for today. Give yourself the time to ask if there's anything you need to complete your practice, and if there's not, just begin to find that final place of rest. When you're ready, begin to make your way into Shavasana, this place where we just get to lie back and absorb the space and the feeling that we've created with our practice. So any position where you feel comfortable resting, so that could be on your back, your side, your belly. Maybe it's sitting upright, leaning back onto a wall, anything you need here. Closing the eyes down and allowing your breath to just return to its natural pace and rhythm. Feeling your heart rate do the same. And just trusting the earth to hold you up here, to support you just as you are. You can remain in this resting position as long as you'd like to. If you feel ready, begin to invite gentle movement back into the body, stretching the fingers and the toes. Maybe slowly rolling the head side to side. And we'll deepen into the breath, taking the arms overhead, the legs forward as you stretch out from fingertips to toes, inhaling, and side out. And begin to bend into your knees, rolling onto one side, pausing here in your fetal pose for a moment, just to notice the shift that's taken place physically through your body, but also those internal shifts in your mind, your heart. Those shifts are the ones that really ultimately affect how you're doing. So maybe you carry this feeling you've created with you into your day, your week, allowing it to influence your interactions and the way that you treat yourself. And then gently begin to press your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Once you arrive, eyes can hang heavy, hands come together at the heart. Bowing the head, expressing gratitude to yourself for taking the time to be here, to practice yoga. And it's here at our hearts that we reconnect with the inner rhythms. The heart is beating and the breath is moving. These rhythms go with you as a sweet reminder that you are here. You are alive, you are present, and that means you're very truly blessed. Namaste.